guys, welcome to Buffalo Unfiltered.
That was on me, I'm sorry. I succeeded.
Yep, I was watching that and then I
Yeah.
said Buffalo Unfiltered. Hi guys, welcome to Weddings Unfiltered. I'm Molly from the Planning Tush. I got Heather from Upstate Indie Weddings and Ron from Buffalo Bartenders. And today why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your business and everything to get us started and we can go through.
Cool. Well, my name is Tori. That was such a speech move. For those of you who don't know me, I'm DJ Tori B. It's pretty cool because we're actually on Washburn Street, and the company that I am the VP for is Washburn Entertainment.
Yes.
So how great is it that we're on Washburn Street?
So serendipitous, I love it.
So I guess to tell you a bit about myself is that I am a Texas native who was a New York transplant.
You're from Texas?
Yeah, oh yeah.
When did you
I've
get here?
known you for like a long time, and I had no idea you were from Texas.
Yeah.
Where's my yeehaw? Like, where's my...
You don't even really have an
No
accent.
y'alls?
No.
Well, I mean, if you talked to me like a week ago, I would have, because I had to go home.
Sure, you
Something
sink
like
back
that.
You gotta
in.
get back
Yeah.
into
You
Yeah.
sink back in.
Yeah, it comes out every now and then, like bowl,
Yeah.
try, and like if there's that comes out, and then if I'm saying people's names or different like insurance, like there's just certain words that come out where I can't avoid it, and that it's Texans generally talking from the back of their throat. So like if I'm saying people's names in certain ways, it's like they got stockbroker. But
Okay, here's a side question that I'm gonna interrupt with.
Great.
But like being from Texas and being a DJ and an MC and having to like be on the microphone all the time, is that something you actively worked on to kind of almost like move away from the traditional Texas accent?
That's a great question. Essentially, what I did was when I came to school, I went to Ithaca College I went there. What I did was actually people made fun of me and they thought that I was dumb because I had an accent.
Really?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Texas, so I had an accent and they made fun of me and thought that they treated me like I was dumb because I had like a southern accent. But I'm like, you're from fucking Cortland. Like,
Yeah.
I'm from Houston.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Who is the small-minded person here? What's your population?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Let's relax.
Yeah. I mean, I do that now. Back then I was like,
Of course, yeah.
in my dorm.
So you came to New York for college for Ithaca?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
I love Ithaca.
What did you study?
I studied television radio.
Okay.
Now it's like television and digital media because radio's dead.
Sure.
So I just aged myself, but that's what I studied. I minored in French and religious studies.
Interesting. What got you interested in that?
French, I studied it in high school and I just love it.
Yeah.
Found out I'm 30% French. Oui, oui.
Oh.
Or as Joey says, oui, oui, poo poo. And then religious studies, I went to a Christian and Baptist school for middle school and high school.
Okay.
And so I was very much indoctrinated and brainwashed in a lot of ways. So when I came to college and took my first, I'm curious about this.
Yeah.
It blew my mind because of how religion, especially in Western culture, is just ingrained in everything. And I'm not talking about like a specific sect. I'm talking about the practice of religion and sort of the dogmatic tendencies that we have as a culture to do things. Even something as simple as a wedding.
Yeah.
Right? You put on the special clothes, you say the special words, you eat the special food. Has a very religious element to it.
Yeah.
And then if you even take the concept of a church, of like a religious ceremony, there are so many different aspects that play in our culture for like the sort of religiosity that people tend to think is just, Christianity or Catholicism or, Islam or Judaism or whatever it is, but it's really just our culture is so ingrained with it that you sometimes can't even see the difference between what is culture and what is religion.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I love it.
I'd love to understand like why people chose the things that they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Because it just like
It's your meaning making system.
yeah, for sure.
That's religion, is your meaning making system. So
Yeah.
people have different meaning making systems for different aspects of their lives. And think about even sports, right? We're all Bills fans. So
I
it's
should hope so.
I should get out.
Stop listening to no, yeah, you can continue to listen.
Well,
Tori planned it the whole time. But
Yeah.
She's like, I can't say I'm a Cowboys fan. I can't say I'm a Cowboys
to
fan.
be fair, I did come home from the hospital in a Cowboys sweatsuit.
Oh,
That's
boy.
acceptable. I mean,
That wasn't
you
a
were
choice.
there.
92. I mean,
Choose
Yeah.
it.
I did not choose it. I did choose that. So came to school being from Texas, and I did like the Texans as a franchise more because I was there in Houston when the Texans became a team. So I liked their franchise better than the Cowboys because Cowboys fans have always just been annoying as fuck. So it's like when I came to New York, I never felt really connected to that fan base down there. And my wife gets so annoyed with me. She's like, "You're not even a real Bills fan." I'm like, "But I chose the Bills. You were born into this, but I chose this fan base. And I chose it before I even moved to Buffalo."
Behind that too.
Yeah, go
It's
Bills.
okay, we accept you. It's okay.
Funny
We accept
sto-
you to the Bills.
Funny story, I was a Dolphins fan just to piss off my dad.
Wow.
And I was like, I love Dan Marino. And he's
I
like,
don't wanna sit
move
next
out.
to
He's like, move out. My dad's like, get out of my house. And I was like 10 years old.
Oh my God.
And then I think as I grew older, I was like, you know what? The Bills are where
That was a
it's really
stupid
at.
decision.
Dan Marino's pretty great though.
But you got to admit, like, you know, when you're a kid, you
Wait,
just
this
don't want
out.
to do all the things that your parents
Of
do,
course,
right?
it's
You
rebellion.
know, so, all right, anyways, moving on.
We could go into that trauma if you'd like to.
Yeah, you know, it's
My
a
eventual goal is to
weird
become
place.
a therapist, so.
I'm going to have a lot of sidebar conversations
That's
after
okay.
today, so
We've
we'll be
had a
all
lot of
right.
sidebars. It's totally fine.
It's what my wife says, your letters are showing. That's what she says to
Okay,
me.
all right.
Yeah, like it.
So back to how you started your business.
We're doing a lot of this today.
That's okay though. So what inspired you to like start your business, and how did you go down that route?
Oh, that's funny because I don't actually own the business.
Oh no.
No, so I became a DJ because someone saw something in me that I didn't see myself. I was bartending at this karaoke bar, and essentially in 2014 I had like a mental breakdown, and I actually tried to remove myself from this planet. And so after that, I was like, I quit school because I couldn't afford school. I was like cut off in that same year, and so I really had to figure things out. And I was kind of thrown in the deep end, and had to kind of swim my way back to the surface. And I had a great support network that wasn't actually my family, so I learned a lot about chosen family in that time, which has really helped when you're sort of helping to facilitate weddings and how people connect with others, and that sort of obligation you feel to people who are of your family, but recognizing like, no, your chosen family is that much more important.
Yeah.
So figuring all that out, I worked a lot of different jobs, like so many jobs. I finally landed on a couple of jobs that I really liked. One of them was at this karaoke bar called K House in Ithaca. And so this guy who was our college bartender, who was our college DJ Washburn, he was the guy. Mooney's was the bar you go to when you're like, well, I guess I guess I'm wearing okay shoes for them to be stuck to the floor tonight. Like,
It was like the old
There's-
paint.
there's
yes,
like, yeah,
God rest
there's-
his soul. No?
No,
No.
that's like Sonny's in Fredonia. Like
Yes,
Sonny's
Sonny's
in Fredonia.
100%. That's
Yes.
what my wife says. It's like Sonny's in Fredonia. It's like you go in because there's nowhere else to go, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll drink these tiny shots out of these plastic cups. Like, it is not the
Well,
paint. Don't do
Yeah,
that to the
okay.
paint.
Let's go
I
back one
apologize.
step though, because
Apologize.
nobody from Fredonia actually calls it Sonny's.
What do they call it?
It's so disgusting that they call it Scummies.
Oh,
Wow.
See, I've heard it called Sunnies. I haven't heard it called Scummies.
So
Maybe when they were there, it was scummies.
Yeah,
but when
'cause
you-
I-
when you left, it's
For the one
Sure,
semester I
Sonny's.
was there before I failed out because I started bartending, I learned so much from that place, and it was what I would never want in a bar.
Yeah,
Like
disgusting.
you walk, as soon as you walk through the door, you're just like, oh.
It
what is
smells
that
like you
smell?
have to have quite a few drinks to like.
Like
Yeah.
I
walk in the door and
think
not-
their mop was never cleaned.
Ugh.
Like that's how gross it
That's
was.
disgusting.
I never worked.
I got
I've
a
heard of it,
visual.
but I've never
And
been
we
in.
would
I
get
never
we
even
would
heard
get
of
shut
it.
down so often that we would do quarter draft nights because he had to get rid of everything that was in the building when we got shut down. So we do quarter draft nights, and these kids would come in with rolls of quarters and just be like, here.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible. I love that. I hate that, but I love that. But that's it. But that energy.
that's the vibe.
That's
Yes,
that's the
but
vibe.
it,
So,
but it was a
yeah.
fun place, right? Like
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
and
Good memories.
The way that Chris managed the place was also really well too, because he had a great business mindset, and that's where he kind of his story of becoming a manager and running a business started. Is when is in those Mooney's days. So seeing that kind of develop into and how it framed who he is today, and now he even owns a bar. Another, he owns like two different businesses, one bar in Ithaca and like another kind of restaurant bar-esque thing. So seeing all that stuff, of those lessons that he learned, running owning Washburn Entertainment, and then being able to transfer those skills. So when Chris approached me, it was actually the first event we ever did together was a Harry Potter karaoke thing. This was back when we could have Wizarding Weekend in Ithaca.
Oh.
Before, you know how JK is.
Sure.
She's a twat. So you said it's unfiltered, so
It is. There's no
Just keep going.
judgment.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just wasn't excited.
We label everything explicit
Yeah,
just in
you're fine.
case.
well, if we're unfiltered, then she's a cunt. All right. Cannot stand that bitch. All right. But essentially, you can bleep that out if you want to. I know we're in Western New York. I know. So she apparently there was trademark stuff, so we could no longer do Wizarding Weekend. But I basically made I made karaoke videos for nerdy Harry Potter adaptations of regular songs. So
Okay.
I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it was essentially stuff about Harry Potter to like talk dirty to me.
Okay.
I think it was Talk Dirty to Me was the other one, was
Yeah.
the video, and so I put the words on and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Cool.
First time we worked together. Then we started to kind of do events together. You know, I would work weddings with him and whatnot. And at this time too, I'm also trying to build my band. I want to be a musician.
Okay.
I've always wanted to be a performer, so I'm like, oh crap, I'm actually going to give this music thing a shot.
Yeah.
Because somebody said, hey, I think you could do this after seeing me at an open mic, after having me perform in one of their shows. So the theme here is like, I don't see the things that other people that I trust can see in me. So I've never really been able to see that potential in myself, kind of until recently. So having the universe sort of provide those folks in my life and you know, my willingness to listen to them has been what has carried me through my career to kind of help get me where I am today. But after working with Chris for a bunch of events, I started out as an assistant, never DJed before, but always mixtapes, mix CDs, always the person with the aux at the parties. Never even thought in my mind that DJing was a thing. I was great on the mic with my band. You have to be when you're a female fronted band, and also trying to help people understand why they should like your songs, like your original music. So the transfer of oh, people already know these songs and like these songs, like that's easy. I don't have to like talk to them about them. So I DJed my first wedding in 2019, and if I officially first stepped on the decks in December of 2018, DJed my first wedding in 2019, and you would have never known. I picked it up like that. It was like learning a new instrument. I've been a musician for over 20 years. I know how to play things. I know all of this type of stuff. But after that, it was like starting as an assistant, DJing my first wedding, and then now I'm the VP of the company in 6 years.
It's amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So Chris definitely knew, he could see that in me from the start, but I don't even think he knew the exact potential of how things were gonna work. So is it my company? Yes. But do I own the company? No, because I like money.
Well played.
And period.
I don't ever want to own a company,
Yeah.
especially a DJ company. There's so many different avenues, like so many different variables that go into it.
Oh, yeah.
And even just thinking about like how you have to have inventory, how you know you have to have inventory, and like oh you have to have inventory.
Yeah.
Everybody has to have inventory and whatnot. And I can just having my own inventory is enough, but then having to manage the inventory of everybody else, I already do that.
Right.
But it's not my stuff.
Sure.
So thinking about it being my stuff that then I send out and then hope that people take care of it, and then if it breaks, it's like you have to. I don't want that responsibility. That's a
It'll
lot.
break.
It's a lot.
Plus, like I could just have all these ideas about how to spend the money and not have to worry about saying yes or no.
Right.
I'm so grateful that my stuff is like $100. So like if they
Yeah.
break it, it's really not the end of the world. I've actually gotten to the point now where I tell them if you break it and you've had too many breaks in a year, you've now bought a new one.
Yeah.
I get a lot of anxiety because my 10-year-old will come to some of my shows to help, and you so sweetly put him to work by like helping to clean up and pick up the uplighting or whatever. And I threatened the heck out of him, and I was like, Benjamin, Michael, Thurman,
He holds them so
You?
gently.
there's 2 hands, and you don't run because it's expensive stuff.
He's so
like,
sweet.
Okay, Mom.
I love Ben. He's great. He can help me anytime.
It's a family affair.
I love it.
I love all that.
th-
Okay. All right. I didn't know if you were going to off into something else. All right. So you told us about why don't you tell us about the first wedding you DJ'd and like kind of like how you knew that you wanted to like DJ and like this was it.
Oh man. Oh god. Also pre-COVID time is just so hard to remember.
Yeah, that was a whole different
Yeah,
lifetime.
what was life back then? I don't even remember,
I don't either.
to be quite honest.
I think at that point I had already done my first MC workshop.
Cool.
So I'm a very avid learner. I'm pursuing sort of further learning to enhance your skills, which is why as wedding professionals we should go to conferences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the biggest conference for all of us would be Wedding MBA, or probably NAM for you, who's not supposed to be, who I'm not supposed to be. NAM is probably the one I would suggest that you go to because it's all about technology and stuff like that. But Wedding MBA is like everyone, bartenders. It's people who run wedding businesses, who run planning businesses, DJs, everything. And you get a lot from everyone. And actually David Tutera is one of the people that's like part of it too. So just that whole kind of star lineup. They don't pay me to do this.
No, but I want to go.
I think the only,
we've talked about
I think
it,
the
for
only
sure.
reason I didn't book for this year was because I think I missed like the early bird and the
Mm-hmm.
price from the early bird to the next step up. And I have a friend that lives there that is not going to be there that weekend. So it all kind of like fell into okay, we'll go next year.
We usually get an Airbnb as like the Washburn group. We usually get an Airbnb and we have a couple of other people who come with us. You probably don't know the Shabby Sisters, but they're an equipment rental company out of sort of like that PA, New York state line. So they always stay with us too, and so it's just like a time. We don't.
How many team members do you have within Washburn?
Well, we just let some people go. So
That's how you really feel.
That's what I was thinking about. Tell us how you really feel.
oh god, probably shouldn't say that actually. No.
We're not even saying names.
No, I'm just happy that basically their goals and our goals were not aligning. So it was great for us to finally have that separation. And, you know, there's no hard feelings at all.
No.
We want them to be successful, and we will do everything we can to help from our end to help them be successful. But it is just nice when personalities who are kind of bringing the team back, and we're making a lot of changes using this business. Talk about furthering education. I don't have a business background. You heard my background. It's in the arts. So learning how to run a business has been really tough, and we use this company called Mentor Pods who like goes through, and it's a weekly thing. It's basically just a business class. It's really cool. Fellow-minded people. The community is amazing, and that's been helping me to revamp our company. And when Chris started the company 10 years ago, he didn't plan on having as many DJs as he has. He wasn't planning for that. So the systems that he set up in that time were made for one person.
Yeah.
So now as I'm going
To
through,
scale, it's like a whole other ballgame.
oh my god! So it's like I'm trying to scale us, and even having two different hubs, one here and one in Central New York, and trying to scale that has been difficult because I have to undo what's been done, rebuild it, and doing that while everything is running is so hard.
It's a monumental task.
So
For sure.
we're learning that the people who basically like, it's always the people who want the most change, and then when you give them the change, they're not happy with it. That's kind of what we experienced, and so it's like if they're not aligned with us, then they shouldn't be with us.
And that's probably not the best opportunity for them or for you.
Yeah, we're holding each other back.
Yeah.
So, you know, more crudely, yes, but also in a more genuine sense. Like I think that they're going to be more successful without us, and vice versa. I don't remember what your question was.
It was how many people are on the team.
And the answer is less than before.
Less than when we started. No, I think we have, what is it? It's me, Chris, Dre, Mel, Cam is going to come on too. Less than 10.
Okay.
Small.
Yeah. More than 5, but less than 10?
Yes.
Got it. Cool. Got it.
I feel like I'm filling out a survey online right now, like 5 to 10, 11 to 15.
So with I personally feel like the DJ industry is very male oriented. What challenges do you face going into a male dominated DJ industry?
Okay.
How much time do we have?
I was gonna say, you know what, maybe I should have brought this up at the end.
It's I think in the wedding industry, women have an edge. We have an edge. Number one, we are not seen often. So I think that there's that element of a lot of people just want a female DJ. They're tired of it. They're tired of this of somebody's dad on the microphone, not, you know, just bringing that kind of dad energy to their day.
Yeah.
They're tired of people I think it's more people are getting tired of like the older DJs than they are of younger. So there's age, there's also sex as far as people wanting something different than what they've had. Like a lot of people, it's like, well, I DJ'd your parents' wedding, and it's like, you're still DJing?
Yeah, really.
Do you think you should stop?
No offense. No, I don't have a problem with old heads. I think that there's a place for it. If people want to hear full songs, like that's great. That's them. That's not me, but that's them. And so I think that there's a place for everybody to have the DJ that they want. But I think as far as being a female in a male-dominated industry, you don't really see that until you start to expand the horizons beyond just wedding DJs. For example, I was just in the Midwest. I was just in Milwaukee for a conference, Midwest DJs Live, incredible conference. And we hosted the first ever sort of all-female ladies night.
Cool.
All female DJ lineup. We brought in this amazing turntablist from Dallas, Kay Sprinkles. So awesome. She's like 19 years old. She's I love her so much.
Kay Sprinkles?
Kay Sprinkles.
I like that.
She's awesome. I mean, she's you know, and she got second place in all of Texas at a Red Bull spin-off competition. I mean, this is huge. It's awesome. So she came up, and I gotta tell you, the venue was amazing. The energy was hype, but the way that the setup was not the best. But because the organization, mind you, this was their idea, so they were promoting it. They were kind of like, no, we're doing this ladies' night. We're 100% behind it.
Yeah.
This is your night. It's not like because they did that, we were able to have the most epic and unforgettable night of female DJing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
And when I tell you that the energy in that room was just, it was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible. You couldn't see though. You could not see what these women were doing because of the way that the stage was set up, and they should have had video feed going over. And I'm like upset that they didn't, because Kay Sprinkles is like chopping it up and she's spinning around, and she's literally, there's these things.
She's like performing as she's like doing this.
Yes,
it's like a
and
whole thing.
she's picking up the vinyl, which has phase on there, which is like a sort of a digital needle,
Okay.
and she's DJing like this above and
Oh my
using the
God.
fader, and it's like,
Oh wow.
she's doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
It was sick.
That's crazy.
Did you video it?
There's so much video online.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's so much video online. I need some.
We'll
I'll have
find
to-
it. We'll
Yeah,
find it.
I'll send to
Yeah,
you.
perfect.
She's incredible. But the juxtaposition of that, and then another conference wanting us to do that again, it's like, no, because we're an afterthought.
Yeah.
Because, and at that particular other conference, which is my least favorite conference in the entire, but we go because it's so close.
Yeah.
So close. It's fucking 8 hours from me now. Now that I moved. So because it's so close, that would be the energy of like, oh, look at these girls performing.
Yeah,
Oh, look at these
different.
girls. Oh, like they're performing for us as men, versus the other energy, which was like, oh my gosh, we're here to see you.
Yeah.
It's not. Does that, like, making space versus holding space? There's a
Yeah.
whole different concept.
Yeah.
Midwest was holding space, and then Southern Conference would be making space, and that's just not what I don't support that. So, in a sort of a long-winded answer, it feels very much like a roller coaster. Sometimes you have these really good highs of this really good progress, and then you have all it takes is just one dude and one old head to kind of send you back
Yeah.
and try to squish you,
Yeah.
just because they feel threatened.
Right.
The thing that so we worked together on several occasions, and one of the reasons that I absolutely love working with you on a lot of the shows is because you don't just play the songs. Like, you're not just hitting play and letting the playlist go. You are spinning music. You are doing all these cool transitions, music that you put together and mash up that people are just, it's like opening a Christmas present every single time you put something new on, and no one expects it, but everyone loves it. And it like touches everyone. We just did our fashion show in January at the show, and you were kind enough to be our DJ for that event. And I was backstage, and we had people of all ages, we had both genders, we had even a little guy out there, and I was backstage, and we could obviously hear you, and everybody was having the best time. We did like mother of the bride dresses, and so there was this group of women, and they were probably in their like 40s and 50s, maybe even 60s, and they were like hyped. they were like, yes, and then you like Mamma Mia and like spun into something else. And everybody's energy level just went up about 1,000,000 degrees. And whether you are looking for a female DJ or a male DJ, like at this point for me, I just want a good DJ.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I want to be on the dance floor and I want to have that energy level and people just be hyped to hear like what the next song is, you know?
Yes, more than being a female, like more than whatever somebody's gender happens to be on as far as how you identify as a DJ, the biggest caveat about being a good DJ is who you are off the decks. If you don't have the level of empathy to understand crowd reading, if you don't have the level of empathy to understand emotional response and how to understand when to let a song breathe versus when to cut it short, how to cut your own ego out of it and not do the cool transition.
Yeah.
Because that's like one of the points that I think that I love to make to my couples. It's like, not only do I know when to make a cool trip, but I also know when not to do it. Because if someone who's been sitting on the sidelines walks out to the dance floor while I'm playing a song that's a short edit, I'm gonna put on the long edit because they just walked out for that one song.
Yeah.
And so I think is it tough to be a female and a male? Yes, of course. But I think that when you have more people who have the empathy to understand what that means and who can help sort of like, no, they deserve to be at this table.
Yeah.
That's what kind of that's what starts to make the change.
Yeah.
And to not view it as like we're, that's a female DJ. It's like, yes, but we're all just DJs.
Sure.
So we're all great DJs.
Yeah.
That was the energy of it. It wasn't kind of like a brushing aside of what it means to be female DJ, but it was really acknowledging that like, oh no, we're all just very talented DJs.
Yeah.
And these people just happen to be female.
Yeah, I mean, we did the show at 500 Pearl in 23, and I just remembered we did that fashion show and looking up at the like little balcony, and people were up there like sticking their heads out. I think you played like the Love Story remix or something from Taylor Swift, just like flipped it on its edge, and people were like, yes!
Oh, I remember that. Oh, that was so
out.
fun.
They were I was like,
that was so
have
fun.
Cultivated a party atmosphere in this show, and it's because of the way that you read the crowd and like you were making that energy go.
And at Upstate Indy, I don't like to bring another person. I could to like talk to people, but I literally just spin.
Yeah.
I'll just spin.
Yeah.
And like
You do a good job. I've been to one of your shows. I've been to one.
Yeah, so I just like to spin and have people come up and vibe because this is the energy I'm bringing to your wedding.
Right.
I want you to see what it would be like.
Yeah. Right.
And so I've had people come up be like, man, I've already booked a DJ, but I love your vibe. And like, I'll have people come up and just grab a card and not talk to me, and then they email me.
Yeah.
And then they reach out. So I think who you are off the decks transfers more to who you are on the decks more than anything else, and you can't hide it. If you're an egotistical person who thinks that the crowd is there to serve you, that's gonna transfer onto the decks. It's gonna transfer onto the microphone.
Yeah.
And recognizing that it's our job to use our light to help other people shine brighter, especially a couple, that alone can take any DJ, regardless of who they are, and turn them into a superstar, essentially. So, not that I'm a superstar. I'm kind of a superstar.
You're kind of a superstar.
I think you're a
I'm kind of a
superstar.
I know. That's that
Love
people
it.
pleaser humble person. I'm like, but I can't take credit for it.
You should though, because like I was kind of trying to jump in there because I did the 23 show at 500 Pearl,
Yeah.
and I've done so many bridal shows, and I'm like, man, there is no energy in this room.
Oh God, it's dead.
It is, and they're just like playing the wedding classics. They're going through the whole thing because they're just hitting play.
Yeah.
And listening to you was just phenomenal, and it was so great to see these brides like actually having a good time, bobbing their heads. Like, how stressful is a wedding show for some of these brides and grooms, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're relaxed and the people there are making you have a good time, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And you definitely crushed it.
It's more about how can I also set all of the other vendors up for success too, because I want them to I want to cultivate that vibe so that they do feel, like you said, relaxed in order to walk up to people and they're not so tense. And it's like, if they're bopping and dancing and they're walking up to a planner, they're bopping and dancing and they're walking up to, I don't know, a photographer, and the photographer is also bopping and dancing. It's like, now you're cultivating that fun, and then you can build that relationship from there,
100%.
versus like it doesn't feel so salesy.
Yeah.
I'm usually dancing to the
But
music.
that's a tough thing too, because you're walking in.
I'm usually like bumping to the music. I can't help myself. I
when
found myself doing dances in the back of the dance floor at weddings.
Yes,
when you walk in and you have that daunting task of potentially talking to 40 vendors,
it's a lot.
it's insane.
It's a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
I get social anxiety, so that's also kind of.
So do I.
It's being a performer, and it's wild because of how much, social anxiety I get, no matter how much I'm even though I'm on stage a lot. I think it's because it's that pressure to perform.
Yeah.
So I can imagine, I don't like being sold to, just like a lot of other people don't, especially in this day and age. So I think that if we can do what we can to help make people comfortable and recognize that we're not trying to sell you stuff, we're trying to cultivate a relationship.
Yeah.
Especially at the Upstate Indie shows, like those shows are all about relationships, which is why I love doing them so much. Then everybody wins.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
That's what I love about the wedding industry in whole around Buffalo. I feel like we all like work together, and we try not to like sell it. It's just like who can we work together? Can we work with this couple? Like, are they, are a good fit for us? You know what I mean? Like, everyone works together in this industry, and I love everything about it.
There's enough for everybody. Everybody eats. Just as Josh
Yes.
says, everybody eats.
Be good, do good, go Bills, right?
God bless.
Be good, do good, God bless, go Bills.
Oh, I forgot the God bless. See, I need to get the shirt so I
Yeah,
can
sure,
learn the
good enough.
exact. Yeah, I know.
Are you really a Bills fan? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right?
Says the Texas man.
That's like, this could be,
I don't gatekeep. That's messed up.
could be like children's first words now.
Be good, do good, God bless, go Bills.
I saw the shirt in Wegmans. That's why I thought I knew it, but apparently I missed a part of it.
I almost bought it at the Polish market. I was this close.
Shut up.
The Broadway market?
Yes.
I love the
Yeah,
Broadway. Was that your
Polish
first time there?
First time.
Was
It's
your first
awesome.
time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as a Polish girl, I've been going since I think I was born.
It's,
So it probably was my first words.
yeah, probably.
Pierogi.
I wanted to get the shirt that said 0% Polish.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I'm not.
For the Christian.
My last name's Polish. I'm not. I was married into the Polish.
It's okay, we welcome. We also don't gatekeep. Come on in.
Nope.
Yeah.
You're right. I've been told I've been welcomed with open arms with my in-laws. So.
Let's go.
I do love the Poles. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
All right. What kind of music do you gravitate like to bring people out? Like, what do you just read the crowd? Like, how do you?
Oh man.
I'm only laughing because as someone who has like again worked with you so many times, your playlist is
It's different every time.
to Z.
It's different every time.
I like that because
It's-
I'm so sick of hearing September.
Yeah. No, you have to. September is great. You have to play it at the right time. And I gotta tell you, I'm fucking
It's
tired.
played at every single wedding.
I'm fucking tired of those songs too.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm so done with those songs.
I haven't played it at the last 2 weddings that I've.
Oh my
that
god,
I've
every
been
wedding I've been
don't-
to, I hear it.
I don't. I'm so sorry.
It seems like to always be like the
single
intro to get people on the dance floor.
You can't do that. You
I
can't.
know, but
It's manipulation. It's manipulation. It's
old.
like, do you know what that is? That's the quarter draft beer.
Yeah,
of the DJ
Yeah.
for
world.
sure.
That's the
Ooh,
quarter
For
draft beer
sure.
of the DJ world.
We're gonna put that on a t-shirt.
That is definitely
too.
the quote for
That is
this.
the quote. Yeah.
It's the cheap gimmick that gets people out. It's
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
with like a line dance is fantastic when it's used correctly. When it's something that's organic that happens. So when I build a dance floor, it's very organic. And I tell my couples this. First of all, I help them to like the best thing you can do when you are working on your wedding and trying to think about your dance floor is to detach your worth from it. And especially as a DJ, we have to detach our worth from the dance floor because if you think about it, when you're at a wedding, as a wedding DJ, especially up here, 2 hours or maybe 3 of your entire day at that wedding is on the dance floor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you're there for maybe what, 6, 7 hours, and maybe even 8 hours if you're talking like, setup time.
Okay,
That's-
yeah.
That's it. So you're gonna tell me that the most important thing of that entire day is gonna be the dance floor?
Yeah.
It's gonna be everything leading up to the dance floor so that by the time you get there, that relationship's built. So there's that trust. So in my mind, I'm telling my couples to detach their worth from it because there's so much more to the day that they should be present for that will leave those core memories and create those core memories than just the dance floor.
Yeah.
There are great ones. There are obviously, I'm a DJ, like I love the dance floor, but is it the most important thing at a wedding? I don't think so.
No.
I really don't think so. It is underneath the umbrella of all of that, but it's not the most important thing.
It's not gonna make a break.
So what
My wife would have disagreed.
Oh,
I think you're right though. I think you're 100% right.
But I do think that people put a lot of pressure on themselves. I think people put a lot of pressure on themselves for the whole day.
Yes.
They
Yes.
put, this must be perfect, and this must be perfect, and the food must be like this, and if this cupcake doesn't look perfect on the table, then somehow
No
my
one's gonna
wedding is a
fucking
disaster.
notice.
No.
If someone's
Or
on the
remember.
dance floor,
Or remember.
no one's gonna remember. The only thing that matters is these two people who have decided to spend the rest of their life together,
Yes.
get married, and they make that commitment, and then they go off into their married life, and this is just a party.
It's
It's a party, and it's a special day, an important day, and one you want to curate and make it personalized, a representation of you. But like,
Yes.
It's a celebration.
we gotta like put some of the
There's-
stuff in perspective.
So there are, I'll come back to the dance floor thing. So there are, when I'm meeting with my couples, what my goal is to figure out how do we best tell the story of their relationship using the events at the wedding. Because every single event has different meanings. And although a lot of them are very patriarchal and it's like, okay, you married my daughter, here's 16 acres and like 7 goats. Like a lot of them are like that.
Yeah.
So you have to sort of figure out what the modern take on them is and reframe. So for instance, the cake cutting. People are like, oh, I'll just do the cake cutting privately or whatever it is. But the cake cutting is a beautiful ceremony. Do you all know what the cake cutting means?
Oh yes.
No, I don't know what it means.
You know what it means?
I guess I don't know what it. I guess I don't know what it means.
Okay, so the cake cutting is beautiful. It's another ceremony. It is just as significant as putting on the ring. It is significant as saying your I do's. It is a ceremony that represents trust. It represents camaraderie, and it's love. So when the couple has, it could be a bagel, it could be a cake, it could be a pizza, it could be ice cream scooping, whatever it is.
Donuts was a new one.
I love that.
Yeah.
We have
Yes.
a donut.
And whatever it is. So when they take that utensil to go into, and we'll just say for posterity that it is a cake. So when they work together, they take that knife, they're slicing into that cake. That cake represents their community. So with each of those 2 slices, they now become one. When they're working together to take out that piece of cake, that is an expression of their camaraderie. They're going to share the household responsibilities, recognizing too that it's not equal. You have one person who might be pushing a little harder on the plate, one person might be pushing a little harder on the cake, but they're working together to get it done. Best part. Once they grab that fork, they grab that piece of cake and they go to feed each other, they're telling each other that I'm going to nourish you for the rest of your life.
Oh, I love that.
I love this. I've
And
never
then-
heard
I
it.
had
and
never
they
heard it
don't-
either.
and they also tell each other that I trust you to nourish me for the rest of my life. So
That's beautiful, Tori.
this
Love that.
is in order to become a master of the ceremonies, you need to understand what the ceremonies are. Now that has nothing to do with dancing, but how does it affect dancing? It affects dancing because you get people to be emotionally present, to want to show up for your couple. So I'm saying all this in a microphone, much more eloquently, but by the way, much more eloquently. But I'm saying all this in the microphone to try and bring people into the story because everything has a narrative base. I don't think we've worked together yet, but if we work together, like I'm really big into narrative. And finding the line between like logistics and narrative is like super tough with some planners because I think that number one, I don't want to ever make anybody feel like I'm stepping on their toes, and I always want what's best for like, you know, my fellow vendors and whatnot.
Right.
And trying to figure out like how do we both get out of our heads and what we normally do in order to tell the story best. So all that's to say, when it comes time for the dance floor, we're building it organically. We're not doing any gimmick stuff. A couple of mine tried to do that last weekend and they did a whole gimmicky thing and it flopped.
Yeah.
It completely flopped because that's not how the day went.
Yeah.
And they were like, I want to open the dance floor with this. And I was like, are you sure? Like, like I'm just saying, like people eat carbs for dinner. We have this thing
Yes.
called the rumpus time, which is where people, at the end of dinner, where people are not quite ready to sit, but they don't want to stand, but they're not quite ready to dance. So it's the rumpus time, where you build the dance floor organically. You start like in the 100 BPMs, you play some like really fun sing-alongs, get people swaying back and forth. It might even start actually towards the end of dinner as well, depending. And then give it 30, 45 minutes, dance floor's packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not a matter of like, well, the dance floor is now open. Like,
Oh, do
But
I
there's
hate
like
that?
such a technical craft about like how you're explaining all of it versus that like I think people need to think about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
think about how that actually happens. Think about the experience that you're bringing into it, the story that you're bringing into it, the like thoughtfulness behind what tempo the song should be as
Yes.
we're moving through
It's a
different
build.
pieces of it, right?
It's a build.
Again, versus hit play.
Yes.
You know, that's all different vibes. And if hit play is your thing and you're just like, you know what, I just want to have super casual, like if that's your thing, okay, fine, that's fine. But like if music is really important to you and it's important for you to build to that dance floor and it's important to you to like celebrate these different components, you have to really be thoughtful about it.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, that's I think where people get the modern wedding is wonderful because there's so much more space for so many different types of couples, going back to kind of chosen family versus blood family.
Sure.
And that just that added phrase of blood is thicker than water. Do you know what that one is?
Oh.
I mean, I think I do, but I feel like I want you to tell us.
Yeah.
So the blood of the blood is thicker than water. So it's essentially the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So a lot of people think that blood is thicker than water is like, no, your family. Blood is
Got
no,
it.
but in reality, the blood of the covenant,
Got it.
when they used to slice their hands open and make covenants, is thicker than the water of the womb.
I feel like I'm getting a master class on
Yeah,
so many
yeah.
things today.
This is for a therapist, and I'm really like starting to see that.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
that's
like,
my ultimate goal. I'm
Should I
gonna,
pay you?
Like,
should I pay
I
you?
really feel like a
Whatever.
therapist right now. That's why I'm like, tell me
I feel
more.
like I need to lay down.
I know, right? I'll take that couch. You take this. You take that
and how
one.
do you feel about that? Yeah, there aren't enough couches in here, so
Yeah, we're good.
and also comfortable.
Tori's gonna be moving her chair to couch to couch to couch today.
Where's Molly in the big comfy couch?
I like
But to that, like I've never had a problem with the dance floor.
Yeah.
I have, and when I do, the only times I've had problems is when either it's me and my own issue when I'm bringing to the dance floor, or I actually have had issues where it's like it's me, where it's like how I look and how I present myself, and there's that level of like, you know, what is this? It's very much an energy of like, what is this gay woman doing here?
Judginess.
Yeah,
Is it
it's,
judgy?
it literally is that where I can't emotionally connect with them
Yeah.
because either they're not there, and that's like, okay, this is going to be one of those weddings that's very surface level, and I have to check myself and be like, you can't have these expectations on people, and recognize that like maybe that's what the couple wanted, maybe that's the vibe they wanted.
Yeah.
So regardless of what I want, how to tell their story, I have to remove myself from that completely and attach my worth from how they want to tell their story. So if a couple doesn't want to do the cake cutting, I'm like, great, can I tell you about it just so that when you take your pictures, so you know what it means? And they're like, yes, please, which has happened. Where I'm like, if you know what it means, your pictures will be that much more intimate because you understand what it means. And I can go walk over there and talk to you through it without you having to like, so that you can feel that moment of like, I trust you and you trust me when you're feeding each other, and it.
I really like that. I'm gonna have to start using that. I might have to quote you.
Yeah, we're
on that.
gonna borrow that. Now, Ron's favorite topic though is the smashing, the cake
The
smashing.
cake. Well,
Oh,
so
now I'm
That
upset with
completely
people.
defeats the whole
I know. Now I'm mad with at
cake
these
cutting
people.
ceremony.
So John Gottman, you guys know who John
Yeah.
Gottman is? So the Gottman Institute, they did a crazy survey. I think the number, I can't remember the exact number, but it was pretty high. Like 80% of couples who smashed their cakes without consent end up in divorce.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Dun dun dun.
Because do you know why? Because that part of it signifies trust.
Yeah.
And how vulnerable is it to trust somebody? Can you imagine feeding your kid, and then you're doing the airplane, and then you just smash it in their face?
I mean, it's funny, but it's
How vulnerable? Like,
That is a good point.
like
Yeah.
for what? For you to get a laugh out of it?
yeah.
When one in a typical like, you know, a sort of bride-groom wedding, like one of those people worked a lot harder on their makeup than the other
We
person.
had a previous guest who said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how expensive it is to
Not
get
even
makeup
just the
done?
timing. Like
Yeah.
in a bride-groom wedding, the groom can get up at like 10 or 11.
Yeah, they're always later.
Whereas she's been up since 7 getting fucking beautiful.
Molly,
God, I have
Molly,
so
you
many
look
things
so
to
we
say.
are a
pissed.
representation.
But-
You
right
look so
now.
pissed when she said that.
Oh man.
Like about guys starting at 10, you were just like,
Well,
oh, I hate
it's
this.
always the thing where I go over the timeline and I'm talking to the bride and groom and I'm like, what time are you guys getting ready? And it's like, well, we have to be ready by 7 a.m. And it's like the guys, it's like, well, they don't need much time, so they can get over there around 9:30, 10. And it's just like, yeah, why do they not have like that expectation? I mean, I know why they don't, but
Do you know why? Because I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the P word. Patriarchal bullshit. I'm gonna say it. I'm
That's
gonna
where
say
my
it.
mind was going. I was
I
like,
thought she
wait a
was gonna
minute.
say-
Wait a minute.
something else.
That's another reason why they get there.
Oh my gosh.
Very true. Very
But
true.
no, but why that happens is because of patriarchal bullshit, because there's this expectation that she's the bride and she must be perfect for him. And it's like, I hate that concept. And it does a disservice to the grooms too.
Yeah.
Because what if a groom does want to get nice
I
and
know,
fancy?
they do. It's their day too.
Yes. I actually, when I'm meeting with couples, I'm like, all right, bro, you're walking down the aisle. I'm sorry, but you're doing it. Like, none of this, like, walking in from the side bullshit. Like, it's your day. You deserve that feeling.
I always say you need your moment when you're
Yes.
walking down the aisle or during the ceremony. A groom needs his moment just like the bride gets hers.
And I think it's more of and this is also what has pushed me in my ultimate overall career to want to be a relationship therapist, is because I have seen where the cycle starts when I'm in the meeting with my couples. I have seen that, like, if we can break the cycles that happen at this level, then the generational trauma can cease, or at least it can be subsided, and they can work on themselves. So but in my mind, it starts at the wedding. That is the first day of their forever. And planning okay, all right, I'm getting going. All right,
Get comfy.
planning a wedding together, it takes communication, it takes trust, it takes boundaries, it takes vulnerability, and having those intense emotional conversations of, well, what does this mean to you? What does this mean to you? When I meet with my couples, I ask, why are you getting married? Why? If you just love each other and you're just having a party, then why not just have a party? Why are you having a wedding? With all these important things. And I ask them, what is the thing you're most afraid of? This is the intro meeting. So
You're getting deep on
Yeah,
that
you
intro
do.
meeting.
You go right for it.
I
Love
do,
it.
because
I love it.
because if I'm going to be spending time with these people, I want to know that, like, they're going to be emotionally there first for one of the most expensive, important days of their lives.
Yeah.
Other than having a baby, which I think is probably actually, I think having a baby is cheaper than a wedding.
Having a baby, I can vouch, is much cheaper than having a wedding.
So the one of the most expensive important days of their lives. And if they're not going to be present, and if it's going to be, and I need to have, for my bride-groom weddings, sort of my hetero weddings, like, I'm like, no, he needs to be here. He needs to be here in this meeting because he needs to be a participant.
Yeah.
And the amount of times I've had, and that's my own boundary, where it's like, I don't want to be working with one person, and then the week before the wedding, I have this groom coming in, being like, well, what about this? It's like, where the fuck were you a year ago?
Yeah.
I say this all the time.
Yeah.
How many times do I say grooms be involved?
Yep.
It's your day too.
And but I also have to work in sort of those more hetero patriarchal, like, couples. I have to be like, you have to let him. You need to delegate, and you have to let him. Like,
Yes.
you need to be able to understand that, like, it's his wedding too.
Sure.
And even though it's not what you would want to do, the fact that he's there, you need to let that be enough, and understand that he wants to be part of it, and he's going to do it in his own way.
Yeah.
Sure. So it's to go back to the relationship. That's what it is. It's a relationship. And when you're figuring out a wedding and cultivating all of this stuff, all of that shows up on your wedding day. It shows up on your wedding day. Any of those things, those cracks in the surfaces that are going to come out, those quirks, they're all going to show up on your wedding day.
Yeah.
And if you don't do the work before your wedding day, then you're not going to have this. You're going to look at those pictures and be like, I was shit-faced and I danced.
Yeah.
And the food was okay. You're not going to look at those pictures and be like, I remember marrying my best friend.
Yeah.
You're not, and maybe that's me and my own, like, idealistic, romanticized expectation. I always hope that people look at their photos and they just remember how they felt.
Yeah.
I don't care about if our dance floor was packed for 30 minutes. If our dance floor wasn't packed, because that's not how people have fun.
Right.
If they can look at those photos and be like, I'm so happy I married my best friend, then I fucking did my job.
Yeah.
And that's all I want for them. That's literally all I want for my couples.
I love that.
I love it. I'm kind of just like in awe. I feel like you just.
I feel like this episode is like, I don't know, 30% like DJ stuff, and the rest like all really good like marital counseling.
I was gonna say I'm really like
Like,
I
marital
These are
don't
my
have.
seminars.
I love
It is. It's
Oh my
kind of like a
God.
wedding seminar.
You
Like.
should be like selling tickets for this.
Yeah, put it in Opus.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
Washburn
Where can we
Entertainment.
find you? I don't know where they can find you.
Instagram is my favorite because I have ADHD and I can't do anything else, and TikTok will literally suck my soul out. So I'm on TikTok. I have posted, but I was one of those people that was like, please TikTok be over. Like, please be
Save me
over.
from myself.
Save me. Also save this industry. Like, but Instagram is the best way to get in contact with me, and at Washburn Entertainment and at DJ Tori V would be the best spots.
Perfect.
I love it.
Anything you guys want to add?
No, this is great. Thank you so much. For
I feel
being
like I
here,
was
Tori.
through a therapy session
I
right now,
know.
like kind of like just learning on how to work with my couples.
I think I'm gonna start sending all my couples to you before the
Yeah.
wedding.
I know, yeah.
Even if they don't hire you, can you just talk to them?
I
and
do.
just be
I
like,
will. I always offer. No one takes me up on it.
Oh my God, they should.
Can I tell you that we've had people who didn't book with us who referred us because of our conversations that we
Awesome.
I
had?
can only imagine.
Yeah.
Because it just adds so much more like depth and meaning. I feel like couples, they get so overwhelmed with the logistics and the operation, and you even this like short time we've had here just has brought it back into the actual like emotional, intimate connection. Like, why are we doing this,
Yes.
and what does
Yes.
it mean? And
What
it's
is
not
this
just
all
moving
about?
through the steps. It's just what it's really for. Like, what
Yes.
is the real point?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think too, like with the way Chris is very much like, people don't want that. People don't want the cake cutting. People don't want that stuff. They don't want any of that stuff. And I'm like, but they need it, you know?
Or need to understand what it's
Yeah.
actually
Exactly,
for. Yeah.
exactly. And I think that both of us, like being sort of the heads of the company,
Right.
our balance works so well because he's very much like, he helps me remind me that like some people just want to party, and I remind him that like, but also it's it's one of the most important days of their lives.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
let's connect with them emotionally and set them up for that kind of success, to have their community rally around them. Because if you think about it, a relationship is really only as strong as the community that's underneath it.
Yeah.
And if you can cultivate that community at a wedding,
Mhm.
and you can set that couple up for success on day one,
Mhm.
then they have, I'm making up a number, but they probably have 3 times as likely of staying together.
Yeah.
And when things get hard, than if they didn't feel like they had that community.
Sure.
So, yeah, I think that's probably a big part of my why.
Yeah.
Music's great, music's fun, but if I can just get people to cultivate that community and celebrate their relationship and who they are on their wedding day, then I did my job.
Such an
I
incredible
love that.
message.
Words
I
of
love it.
wisdom right there.
Words of wisdom from DJ Tori.
I love it.
That's our next podcast.
Thank you so much for
What
being
is
here.
this?
Well, did you do this at the beginning? It was different.
I
Yeah.
don't do my hands.
We use our hands, you just don't know what to
Yeah.
do.
I do. I'm always doing this with them, like spinning and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a video of me doing a very complicated. I have to post it. It's from like this all women's party that I DJ'd.
Yeah.
Super fun. And there's a video of me doing. But it's like a complicated transition with like looping and taking and like stems. And stems are basically just like vocals, music, bass, and percussion. And so I'm like taking the stems out of where it's just vocal isolation. I'm doing all this while she's telling me that like, this is such a great dance party. And I'm like, thank you so much. Wow, I'm so happy we can do this, especially now more than ever. And then the transition was great. And then I was like,
Just split your brain in multiple pieces.
it's hard. It's really hard.
Wow, you do a great job.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of this. Is there anything else you wanted to add? I mean, I got a lot out of this.
Good. I'm glad. That's what I'm here for.
This is great.
Just be kind. Always choose kind. It doesn't take any money. It doesn't take any talent. And remember that as a vendor, especially if you're leading with love and you're leading with being genuine, the money will always come.
Mm-hmm.
So in those times, especially right now when we're all a little bit desperate and things feel very apocalyptic in a way, almost like kind of COVID times, it reminds me financially, don't let that deter you from having a good, don't let that cloud your heart.
Yeah.
Continue to give those discounts. Continue to show up for your people, show up for each other, show up for yourself. And just remember that this is bigger than us. What we do is a small speck on somebody's story, but it can be that speck that changes somebody's life. So
Well said.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Love you.
much.
Love you.
All right, guys, make sure you click and like and subscribe. You'll find all of Tori's information in the description below, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
See ya.